200 degrees on a single gets 18 hours. Still reach out and on the outside of that for seconds before the dummy. Big green egg is the same. So I was walking by one the other day, kind of halfway lusting at it, and I went up and touched it, gave it a little thump, bang. So now they've gone to a meta. Before the early green eggs.
Oh, right. My mic was on. That's my fault.
All right, we'll call the meeting to order. Tiff, please take the roll.
Councilman Hergen.
Present.
Councilwoman Workula.
Present.
Sanders.
Present.
Mayor Sykes.
Present, let the record reflect we do have a quorum for Monday, June 29th, 2026, the second session of the City Council agenda, our meeting. All right, I think we got 2 items left, Council. Let me suspend the Robert's rules. All yours.
Could I have Mr. Curtis come up? Okay. You guys hadn't figured I'm talking about the position. For the current fiscal year that we're in, when you looked at your workload of things that needed to get done this year, I'm talking about your maintenance, your routine stuff, all of that. When you planned for that in that fiscal year, was that before or after the freeze?
Well, that was all after the freeze.
Okay, so the freeze was in effect when you came up with your list of stuff to do. Okay. Have you been able to accomplish to this point everything on that list?
We are on track, yes.
Okay. And you were able to do that with the additional workload presented by our in-kind work on the park?
Correct.
Okay. Then council and members of the position, I'll remain the same. I want the position on the book, but it can be zero funded.
I'm in the position to keep it funded and work towards hiring. These are critical positions to public infrastructure.
Councilman Sanders, for clarification, I know earlier you talked about having on the books but not funding and then coming back for the 6. Is that still your same position, or is it now just keeping on the books and not funding it for FY27?
I'm of the opinion, and you guys correct me if I'm misreading the tea leaves here, this council would be willing to address any issue that becomes as a need as the year goes on, as we go into the next year. So as conditions change, being able to go back in and readdress this, unless you see it as a closed, done deal, I don't. You can make the door closed now. I'd like to think if you were presented with a situation where it was totally warranted, you could step up and do the right thing to make sure we have what we need to get stuff done in the moment.
I believe the current is warranted. The meeting minutes from January 14th of 2025 put us in a position as council to make a decision on freezing unfilled police department, lieutenant position, and all other current and future vacancies. That was the actual action item that was deliberated. Several current and former council members go on to discuss how they interpreted the item to include all other current and future positions and vacancies. The comment in the topic pertaining back strictly to the park, like that, to me, that does not outweigh the actual need for boots on the ground and to start implementing training for positions that are soon to come open, to make coverage for people who have family lives, may get injured on the job, may get injured outside of the job, get sick, find a different job. We are at, for water operators, essentially the bare minimum for now. And if we lose one between now and the time that this might get instated in FY28, the likelihood that we lose another person is very plausible. The fact of the matter is, this is in FY26 is still on the budget and in the books. So this is a reduction of headcount, and I'm not willing to do that in public infrastructure sense.
Paula, you said that, just to clarify, that if the position remains on the books but it's not funded, we do have options later if, like Councilman Sanders says, if something arises, right, that we can then fill that role with funding, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So I'm with Councilman Sanders.
And I'm with you on that, Councilman Sanders. I think for me, you mentioned about the 6 months. Well, in extenuating circumstances, I think come up. Would be open to discussion on that. That first about the 6 months. So that's what I'm and not funded. And then clarification, Tiffany, just again to give Councilman Sanders a little kudos on this. He had mentioned about, and I know this from HR practice, the timesheets. Do we have employees code differently so when we have the splits between water, wastewater, fiber, and all that?
In our system, they're already pre-allocated to those specific funds, but I guess if your question is how they clock their time on a timesheet, no, we don't break them down per like project code.
Okay. There's nothing to say if the streets work 2 hours on a project, but then they went on
No.
railroad or something like that, besides what we've seen for in-kind.
No, we've tracked project specifics. We track by spreadsheet. We don't track within timekeeping. Our timekeeping system isn't very user friendly, and that would require a lot more staff time than just doing your day-to-day work.
Just curious. Thank you.
Don't code it, like, I guess a good example would be like a wastewater person, let's say the water or wastewater person, one of them is short or doesn't have somebody that day, and water guy gets on a vac truck to go help suck out some drainages for wastewater for an hour. We don't track it like that. I mean, it's just them helping each other if they're shorthanded.
We had a lift station that we had to replace a motor last week, and I have 2 wastewater guys. But on the flip side of it, had the water line breaks in up in on Kyle Street. I had a couple of wastewater guys out there. It balanced, and we're not big enough to be able to operate completely separate.
Yeah, I'm just curious how we track it all, especially since the salary between the admin and that, how everything's allocated for 1 grant or this and that. So that's kind of where I'd be curious to see what the are to measure that.
Okay, last but not least, public trends.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
What do you guys want to do?
One work left, just so you know where I'm headed. I actually took some of those few minutes at lunch to go through the agreement. Reached out to the grant managers at ITD with a specific question to them about program income. The federal enabling statute, which is only referenced in the document we have, relies back on other federal coding about program income where it appears to be encouraged. I don't know how that's been handed down through the different layers of the government to get to our grantee that we're discussing today. So I do not have a definitive answer on program income. But when I get it, I will share it. We'll know it for next year.
Sure, thank you.
All right, what do you guys want to do?
Have we determined what status quo, what the amount would be for status quo? Now, it's past history, but based on their proposed budget for this year, are we able to decipher what they need to keep the same level of services last year?
That's what I thought. So in this letter that we got from the April 6th, Treasure Valley Transit is requesting $52,000 from City of Mount Home to meet the local matching requirements. Mount Home Community Transit, the $13,500 increase is to cover the additional 2 hours. So that's how my interpretation is, that $13,500 is what previous years of $13,000 or $38,500. I don't know if that answered your question. Sorry.
What that doesn't answer is their fleet insurance, medical insurance, and fuel.
I don't see anything that breaks that down.
It's closed now. Oh, no,
Yeah,
I'm looking at
I
it.
actually mismarked one of those. I
Oh.
caught it after we all left.
I'll refresh.
I haven't updated it
Oh, okay.
on the site yet. But definitely local.
This is it.
Yes.
Honestly, I can go either way.
My stance on it's going to be, it's a 2-hour expansion in services for which there is no other duplicate service, either offered by the city or any other provider. The amount of the offset they're asking is going to get multiplied by a matching component from a federal source. Direct service to the citizens. It's not having to go through a third party to get there. I'm of the opinion that for this year, we fund it as requested.
I'll say no. So I'm outvoted. It's all good. You said you could go either way?
Decided yet?
Oh, I said, well, that's not me being snippy or anything. I'm just.
Oh.
No, I'm not gonna do it. Just off my principles, which probably you guys don't like, apparently, but that's fine.
Councilman Harder, where do you stand? What do you want to do?
I see the value. I've seen it work. It's been proven to work. They have the numbers and figures in front of us. If this equals access to food and healthcare, access to the senior center, ADA capacity for transit, I'm for it.
Okay, Councilman McCarthy?
The clarification, we didn't fund any additional last year, right?
He was asking, I think, for 5,500 increase
year.
last year, and we didn't give it to her.
Put the senior citizens on me. Put the transit back on you, right?
Transit's easy one for me.
What would you say? I'm just curious.
I'm not saying nothing.
All right. I'll say this. It wasn't extra funded last year. I'm very hesitant, but I will go with it this year. Next year, it'll be, yeah, different, or open to different conversation, but I will support it this year.
Okay, we'll run down to action item deliberation decision to approve staff recommendation for proposed FY 27 budget for the 2 additional items. Do I have a motion on this one, council?
Mr. Mayor,
Councilman Sanders?
I move we adopt the staff's recommendations with the delineation of not funding the wastewater position. Water position, excuse me, thank you. And providing requested amount of additional funding to the Transit Authority.
Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion?
Would the motion maker also then adopt the same language that we had in the discussion, that this isn't a reduction of the position, that it is just 0 funded and the position remains? That was,
Mr. Mayor,
Councilman Sanders?
try to get it all in my head in the right order. As previously passed, I move that we accept the staff's recommendations and our workshop decisions concerning the upcoming budget with the water department position currently open, remaining on the books but unfunded for at the next FY, and that the Transit Authority be awarded a contract equal to their request for FY 27.
Second.
It's been motioned and second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the question. Councilman Harjo?
aye.
Councilman Workla?
Aye.
Councilman McCarthy?
Aye.
Councilman Sanders?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. Good job, council.
52 and change.
You got 10 minutes to spare, T.